Hello everyone, my name is MJ Vilches and welcome to part 2 of creating the Prophecy of Grey 3D artwork in Blender. So yeah, this is an artwork that I'm making as an entry for hashtag TUP Art Challenge, a challenge that I initiated myself just so I could make more TUC fan arts and also inform the followers of the Unland project that I am still working on it. I'm actually more than halfway through the animations right now. And yeah, I've already told you enough about TUP Art Challenge on the previous parts. Yeah, I'm not gonna be talking much about it. Just immediately start on part 2 of the creation process of the Prophecy of Grey, which is going to be the part where we are going to be doing some shading and stuff, and also probably add some texture on Gregor's face here. But the first thing that we'll need to do for this part is to add those prophecies in the walls. So I actually got like two prophecies that I got from Presley. He's one of the members of the Underland Chronicles fan community in Discord. I'll be putting a link in the description below where you can join the Discord community if you want to. And yeah, Presley is one of the members who's given me some poems or prophecies that he's allowed me to put into the walls here, the walls of the prophecy room. So I'll also be adding links in the description below where you can find stuff that Presley does. He actually also made a map of the whole Underland, which is I really like, and I'm probably gonna be following if I'm ever going to like draw a map for the whole Underland myself. And yeah, I'm probably gonna use that as a basis, and of course be crediting Presley. His map is kind of like a canonical map that most fans of TUC are probably going to end up following if they did see it, because it's an awesome map. So yeah, Presley, thanks for the prophecies, and yeah, let's add them to the walls. So yeah, obviously I won't be like populating all of this, just the parts that are visible in the camera. So I'm going to get the first prophecy and add it probably right here. And for the prophecies, I'm not gonna do it like how I did it in the previous part where I wrote it by hand. I'm probably gonna leave the Prophecy of Grey like this, where I wrote it by hand. But for the other prophecies, I'm not gonna do it by hand. I'm gonna use a text here, a text object, to add the rest of the prophecies. So I'm gonna start with the first one. I'm gonna rotate this in the x-axis, make sure that the alignment is at the center and also center here, and RZ90 to add that in the walls there. So I'm also going to first I'm going to have to like reduce the size to this really small, probably about 0.01. That's probably too small, probably 0.025. We'll just adjust that more later once I've pasted the first prophecy here that Presley made himself, or poem. I'm gonna try to make it as visible as I can, visible in the artwork, as long as it doesn't ruin like the composition. But as I said in the previous part, some of the prophecies may not be that visible because the prophecies that are only lit is the Prophecy of Grey. So I'm just gonna put that there. First prophecy right here, probably. I've actually downloaded a couple of fonts from the internet, so I'm just gonna look for those. Probably sort this by modified date so I can easily find those fonts that I just downloaded. I'm gonna try this one. Maybe it's like my handwriting. I'm gonna try putting a material to this, a black material, so I can see it in emission. Which is, well, that will not work because I need to also edit the viewport display here. No roughness, I guess. I'm not sure about that though. It's too clean. So yeah, I can read it right here. When lights flicker low and rivers run fast, your allies are slow. This stand is your last. Steel thy nerves, steel thy flame. Wait for the signal. Your victory is your shame. So I think it talks about victory is your shame. Well, you're gonna have to ask Presley about the whole story about this. It's kind of like preparing to fight or something. Anyways, let's keep adding some prophecies here. Probably going to change the font of this. I don't think I like that. I guess I'll stick with that for now. Probably gonna make the line closer to each other, line spacing, so to kind of match the spacing of the Prophecy of Grey there. So I'm gonna stick with that for now. This is the first prophecy, background prophecy, and then I'm gonna put the other one down here. further down here. And I'm gonna select the next one. Thank you again, Presley, for sharing your poems for this one. For the other poems, I don't know. I'm probably gonna try and make some up myself. So since some of the poems here is not visible, I might have to duplicate, maybe rotate it a bit. No. I think Bartholomew Sandwich is a gifted stonemason. So I just copied this right there, so I can add, even if the other parts are hidden, it's still visible right here, and it shouldn't matter because none of you are probably gonna be able to read it anyways. But yeah, if you want to read Presley's poems, it's right here. You can just pause this and read those. Those are great poems actually. And yeah, join the Discord community and ask him about it if you want to. So grass grows yellow, milk turns sour, drip, drop, drip, drop. The flames hold no power. Gather your grain, stock up your meat. Drip, drop, drip, drop. The rains are bittersweet. From skyless walls above, poison trickles down. Drip, drop, drip, drop. Dark days for the crown. I don't know what that means, but there's no rain in the Underland. The only rain that I can recall is, or something that trickles from the wall, are those things that smell like rotten eggs. I forgot what it's really called, but Gregor and the gang was taken by Riprid through a tunnel dripping with a liquid thing that smells like rotten egg to kind of cover up their scent from the rats. And that's the only rain thing that I can actually remember that is in the Underland. But that's probably not what this means. Or maybe like watering the plants or something. I don't know. Yeah, I added some text there. And then I'm going to need a new one for the others, but I could probably duplicate the poem, or I can make one myself. I can even add the poem that the prophecy that I made for a play during high school days. Let me just grab the book. I'm gonna add it, even if it's not English. I'm gonna add it like just in the background here. You won't be able to read it probably because it's gonna be dark. So yeah, I'm just gonna add that. So I actually made a script of it, and probably gonna be releasing that story with this prophecy that I'm about to paste. I'm probably gonna be releasing it as an animation someday if the other members of that project agree to it. But right now, my co-writer wants to turn it into a play, and he's working on a way to make it into one right now. So right now I'm just leaving it to him, but I'm just gonna include this prophecy. I'm gonna Shift D this, Shift D, Shift S, selection the cursor, RZ90, wait, not that, RZ90 negative, just to bring it back like that, and then Control A, Control V, and there we go. There's our prophecy. I'm gonna I'm gonna put the other half up here, and then the other half down here. Probably move it like that, just to have like words there. Yeah, that should be enough, I think. What I can do is make all these texts. I'm gonna add like an extrusion for all these texts, and then use them as boolean. I'm gonna try and do that. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to remove these edge loops here. Remove that. These extra edge loops that I added, because I just thought of something just to optimize our scene here a little. And what I'm gonna do is, oh boy, tabbing back to object mode is really difficult for the laptop right now. Okay, what I'm gonna do first, I'm going to get rid of the subdivision. I'm gonna turn off in the viewport the subdivision modifier, subdivision surface modifier, and then boolean as well. That's probably, yeah, that's causing the tabbing back to object mode thing getting stuck. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna V this, separate the ceiling and the floor. I'm gonna Control L and then P to separate it as a collection, and then I'm gonna get rid of the multi-res modifier and the boolean modifier for those, because we don't need it for those guys. And then I'm gonna try adding edge split, which that doesn't work. So get rid of that edge split. edge split modifier, and we're gonna add those edge loops again to sharpen the edge here, just so we only have to deal with like a portion of the wall. So now if we go back to camera view and then turn on boolean again. So yeah, this is gonna be difficult because just look at how much it lags adding that one boolean here. This is not gonna be easy, and yeah, it's gonna be so heavy for the laptop. So what I'm gonna do for this, I'm gonna get rid of multi-res modifier, and I'm gonna apply I'm gonna render like this part of the wall here and then apply those as a texture. So I'm going to have to get rid of all the extrusions here. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of all the extrusions, and you'll see what I'm gonna try to do here in a moment. Oh, also let's save a backup. Open the original file again, so we're not editing inside the backup blend file. And man, our scene's becoming heavy. That's heavy. So yeah, I'm going to render this wall here and then apply the rendered image as a texture. So let's do that. I'm going to need to shift the different camera. I'm gonna use a different camera for that. Use an orthographic camera. So yeah, we have our material ready for this guy. Just make it really black and make it an emission shader. Same goes to the walls. I'm going to need to add an emission shader for this as well. A white emission shader, because I just need a black and white render of this wall here. So yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna add a new camera. Shift S cursor to world origin. Gonna add a new camera. Camera's right there. I'm gonna Alt R that. RX90, RZ90. I'm gonna go make that camera active and then go up and then set it as an orthographic type camera. Make it closer there. We just need this part of the wall here, and it's gotta be like a really big image. So let's just try and get this part right here. I'm gonna not include Gregor in the render, of course. Probably closer. Yeah, that's probably enough. So yeah, I'm going to render that out. I'm gonna not include Gregor for a while. I'm just gonna render this whole wall here. It should look like this. I'll render it probably about 300% probably. Okay, so no problem on the rendering, except that I didn't turn on the grease pencil in the render. So let's fix that. Go back to animation, and I'm gonna turn on prophecy of gray in the render, and I'm gonna render again. Wait, I'm gonna check first if the texts are visible, even if you zoom in. Probably need to. I'm gonna try 400%. Maybe we can do that. Really make the image big. I'm gonna render it and go back. Okay, I guess that worked. What we did worked, and it's actually thinner than the rest. Let's see, I'm gonna save this. I'm also going to change the color management, set it to standard, so that it's really white and really black. There we go. And then I'm gonna Alt S this. This has gotta be a very big image. Alt S. I'm gonna save that inside. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna use this folder, Prophecy of Gray. Save it as a PNG, I guess. And save it here. Okay, it's saved. So now I guess we can go to shading. So let me guess, go to the shading workspace here, and it's time for us to properly shade our wall here. I'm going to get this wall white, and then probably do that so that it's not deleted when we close or something. I'm gonna get rid of that actually. I'm gonna create another material. Call it wall, which is probably the only material I'll be using for all of them. I'm also gonna do the same thing for the floor and ceiling there. Now let's try and do this. I'm gonna give it a nice shade. Let's close this and that. I don't need those. And then let's do some shading. I'm gonna go and use this camera again. Control tab, control insert, control numpad 0 to set this as a camera again. And then I am going to enable Gregor, and then I'm also going to uncheck carve. What is this? Oh, that's Gregor's eyes. And then let's do some shading, shall we? I'm gonna start with the color ramp. This is to control the color. So let's just do that. And then I'm going to add a texture coordinate right here. And then texture, I'm gonna start with a noise texture. Set that as generated. Factor. And then I'm gonna change the color to like a brownish tint. Same goes here. Brownish tint. Make this bigger to bring back that. Probably about 45 will do for this. I should add distortion. Should I add distortion or no? Distortion doesn't look great for this wall. Or maybe it does. Maybe about a 5. Yeah, maybe that will work. Let's bring in 35. Also going to add color mix RGB. Set this to multiply. Come on, eyes. See it. There it is. Do that. I'm gonna shift A, add another texture. Probably Voronoi will do. I don't know. Maybe use the color. Disconnect that. And then just add the color of the other one. Let's see how it looks. Probably set this to 1 as well. So as you can see, our Voronoi textures right there. Let's also set it to generated. Wait for it. I'm gonna remove overlay. And then let's bump up the scale some. And then smooth. I'm gonna try playing around with the distance here. Smooth F1. Let's see how that looks. But I think the F2 is looking great, or was it F6? Oh, yeah, look at that. It's an interesting effect. I'm gonna settle with that for now. Might change the color of the walls later using the color ramp. Now let's add the image texture that we just rendered. Use it as a geometry or something. It's on the other screen, that's why you can't see it. I'm adding the texture, which is really big. That's why this is happening. But it's now added here. Control S again, and then Shift A. I'm gonna go to vector. I'm gonna try bump for now. I'm gonna just connect this to height and connect the normal to the normal in the principled BSDF shader. And let's see how that looks. And now we can't see it. It's invisible. Okay, I'm gonna try another one. I'm going to do this control color. Oh no, I'm gonna do it here. Color mix. I'm gonna try multiply again. Do this, bump that to 1, and then connect this one. So we also add the color of it. Whoa. Why isn't it? Oh, it's not working because we didn't set some UV. We didn't set up some UV. Look at that, it works, but it's everywhere. I'm going to need to set up some UVs first. Might have to mark sim this right here in the middle. Control E, mark sim, and then Control L this part only in the walls and the ceilings. Actually, that's the all of it. Actually, not P. I'm gonna use U. Let's go to UV editing actually. UV editing workspace, so we can properly edit this. So I'm gonna unwrap this U. Unwrap. I'm gonna determine which is the. I'm gonna turn this. Where was it again? And this one. So I know this is this wall, and that is this wall. I'm going to have to rotate them 90 degrees negative probably. And let's try and select stuff again. Yes, and also flip this on the x-axis. S x -1. And then select this one. Control L. May have done a mistake here, but we'll see how things go. I'm just going to look at this in textured view, material view, and then just do this by eye, I guess. I will also need to, I need to look at this camera here, so we can bring back the prophecies in the right place. So this is just a very janky way of doing it, by the way. I'm gonna edit this texture later. So let's just bring back the prophecy of gray there. Let's see how we can do that. Okay, we're doing it. As you can see, it's back there again, but I think it's smaller than how it's supposed to be. So yeah, I think we're good here. Just have to bring back Prophecy of Gray in frame there. So yeah, I guess we're good. I think that's good. I will have to, you know, do different thing for the other wall. But I guess that works. So yeah, I think, does that work? We'll see. Let's go back to shading and then make this multiply. Come on, come on, come on. And yeah, there we go. I think that looks great. Let's reduce the multiply here. So yeah, as you can see, it's going the way I was planning it, I think. I mean, if you look closely here, yeah, things are looking great. So I'm going to do that for the other wall as well. Duplicate the process. Just call this wall 1 for this wall right here, and then wall 2 will be here. Okay, that should be visible in the render, I think. Yeah, we'll keep going. Okay, I'm gonna do the same on the other wall. I'm gonna also render like the texts in the other wall. And do this. I'm gonna select this side right here, and Control plus numpad, all of that wall. I'm gonna add a new material. I'm just gonna add the wall white material for now, and I'm gonna assign this wall right here. And it's not visible. This guy's right here is not visible, so I'm not gonna worry about them. Okay, we're getting close. I'm gonna use this camera again. I'm gonna RZ90 negative, so it faces the other wall. I'm gonna disable Gregor in the viewport, and I'm gonna enable the curve again. I'm gonna go closer. Actually, I need to scale it through the orthographic scale here. So Gregor's not included in the render, only the background and the carvings. So now I guess I'm going to render this camera right here, 400% of rendering, or maybe just a small one, because it's in the background and it's really highly likely that that part is gonna be shrouded in the dark. So let's just settle with 200% for this. And I'm just gonna render that, and I'm gonna come back. So yeah, done rendering. Let me just save that as well. And I'm gonna go back to shading and go back to this camera right here, and then hide the carve again, and probably uncheck that because we're no longer gonna be using that for this. For our artwork here, we're no longer using the carve. So I'm gonna go and make this the wall 1, and then press this number 3 here to duplicate the material, call it 2, and then I'm going to open the other text, the image for this, and then I'm gonna go to UV editing and adjust this guy right here. Okay, I'm gonna bring back Gregor so I know how to position it properly. So yeah, I think that works. Probably scale it more to make it smaller. Okay, there we go. Our wall is shaded. As you can see, our wall's nice and shaded. I probably need to add like more texture to it though. So I'm gonna have to go shading and tweak more our principal BSDF material here, because it's probably too smooth. We'll see. I'm going to also add in the bump map, I'm gonna add a color mix RGB node here, and I'm going to add this. So let me just add that. It's only added in wall 2. As you can see, it's looking nice. I like the deformation, but I want this to be just subtle and more it's supposed to be 0.95, so that the wall is more leaning towards our sculpt, the texts here. Probably 0.97. Yeah, that's looking great. Let's do that for the wall 1 as well. I'm just gonna copy this, Control C, wall 1, add it here, Control V, and just move it so that it, boom. Put that down there, and then let me expand this so that we can clearly see it. So yeah, I added this one here, and that should add it already. And now let's add some roughness to it. Let's edit the the principled BSDF. Gonna reduce the specular to 0.05, roughness about 0.5 probably. Maybe make it metallic. So yeah, maybe this works. Probably gonna be tweaking it more later once I add the lighting, just to make it more appealing. I also need to reduce the darkness of this, probably bump it up higher. Or maybe add more color there, but let's settle with that for now. So I'm gonna control space to our view here, And yeah, there's tremendous amount of lag already. Okay, I think I'm satisfied with that. Let's just duplicate the settings of wall 1, copy it over. So all of them are 0.5, 0.75, probably. I want the wall to be a bit shiny. We'll see. I'm gonna tweak that more. So this is 0.05, and then 0.5, and roughness 0.45. And then next I'm going to append that shirt texture. So I'm just gonna go append. So if you want to know how I set up like the shirt, the color of the shirt of Gregor, you're going to have to go back to, watch the workflow video of a Son of the Sun. I'm just gonna copy. I'm just gonna go here, go to materials and append Gregor's shirt. So G, it should be G underscore shirt, and then I'm gonna go select Gregor's shirt and just look for that material, and that should be good. Next should be the sweat shader and stuff. Let me add like a temporary lighting. I've read the book again, and actually they're using a small oil lamp or a small lamp to light the prophecy room. Just one lamp, and then they put it right on the prophecy that they think is being fulfilled. So I guess I'm just gonna add 1 point lamp here. I'm gonna go back to animation, and I'm going to add 1 point lamp. I should have a lamp here already. I'm gonna set the world to black, and then I'm gonna go and add the lamp right here below him, probably. Cursor, selection, cursor, keep offset. And that's just a temporary light there. It's our first initial light, temporary light, which I'm probably gonna end up using for the final one, but we'll see. Expand this here, put that up there, expand this here, closer here, and then go to rendered view. That's a very strong light. Let's reduce that, probably about 100. See, the lamp should be small, so it's on the floor, and it should be lighting up prophecy. Do some light cheats for this. Make this yellow. You can already see a bit of what's happening here, and the carving shouldn't be too deep. Yeah, that's looking great. Need to add the texture on Gregor's face, I guess, like the sweat and stuff. Add more dirt to it. That's the final thing that I'm gonna do for the shading process or the texturing process or just the color, overall color of stuff. That's the final thing I'm gonna do, and then we're gonna end this part. So yeah, let's get started on doing that. So yeah, to do that, we're gonna have to go to the texture paint here. Make sure we select the right texture. No, make sure we select the right object. I'm going to disable the walls for now. And then all the carves already. I'm gonna put that in the camera right there. Possibly hide it as well, or hide it, not possibly, like really hide it. Okay, let's go to the texturing. I'm gonna go to texture paint, and then I'm going to add a new texture and turn off the armature. We don't need the armature anymore unless we wanna like repose Gregor later. And then I'm gonna set the view 0.001 again, 0.001, and then let's start texturing. I'm also gonna set the focal length to 100. And tab to edit mode. Let me just period on that whole face there. So we have our viewport rotating on that spot, and I'm gonna add a new texture. Make it roughness, skin roughness, because I'm going to add sweat, and I think it's the skin roughness that I need to manipulate to do that. And I need to make this 2000, probably 2000. Make the color white, 3rd-bit float, I guess. And okay, let's open that here as well. Skin roughness, and I'm going to try to manually draw Gregor's sweat and stuff, and then let's see how it works, because I haven't exactly tried and do it yet. And it's like the first time doing it. I'm going to not. Oh yeah, let's turn that on. Make it smaller, probably about 10. And the roughness should be about 0.25 probably. And the stroke space, and the fall off is probably smooth sphere. Let's try sphere. Just draw some like trickle of sweat there. Probably first, I'm going to first do like a smooth, and then make it bigger, because first like the soft sweat 0.5 probably. So I'm not gonna worry too much this side of the face, Probably this side needs more attention. Just put some sweat there. Right here probably. So I'm not sure if this is gonna work, but we'll see soon enough. Sweat right there probably. And then on the neck. So I'm not gonna be painting the whole face. Just I'm gonna prioritize this side. Just paint this right here. And then now I can go smaller and darker. Just do this. Hopefully it works. Because this is a small empty room with possibly no proper ventilation. So I'm just gonna do that. And hopefully it would have like an interesting effect on Gregor's face if we add it as a roughness. So yeah, let's go with that for now. I'm gonna Alt S this. Save it here in the Prophecy of Grey. Skin roughness. Let's make it G_skin roughness. And save that. Probably add add some on the hand as well. Let's go back to 0.5 and bigger brush, and then go back to 10.7. Not sure about that. Really not sure. We'll see soon. Let's go to shading. Oh no! What is this? Oh no! No, you didn't. I'm going to have to restart and reopen this. That should fix it. Because I didn't save this, so it's fine. See, it would warn that I didn't save one modified image, which is gotta be this one. So I'm not gonna save that. Don't save. That should just reopen this. And there we go, it's fixed. So yeah, this is Gregor's skin texture. It's pretty messy. Pretty messy. And this is our skin roughness texture added here. So there's something I want to try. Skin specular hardness, which is attached to the roughness. I'm going to just mix it with that actually. Color, mix RGB. And I'm gonna attach the skin roughness that we made. Put it on top. Probably gonna set it to multiply. I'll just wait for it. Multiply. Will that work? I'm not really sure, man. Let's see here. This is roughness. I'm gonna add metallic. So we see. It's kind of working. You can see it there. Probably not too much though. 0.2. That's probably what I'm going to add. That's probably all that I'm going to add. Because I don't want it to be too detailed. I really don't want to achieve realism. Because it kind of sets a really high bar. That's something that I cannot reach right now. But yeah, as you can see, there's like a small detail here. And I don't know how that will look in cycles. We're going to have to do some test renders soon after I light this up to do that. I'm probably going to add more texture to it during that part as well. But yeah, as I said, this is going to be the final thing that I'm going to do during this part of the series. Just Gregor's face there, and then the background. Let's enable that. And then the next part, which is part 3, is actually lighting. Yeah, that's it. This is it for part 2. Shading process. We've shaded the cave, applied the the prophecies as like carving on the walls. And yeah, for the next part, I will be doing the lighting. So yeah, that's all for this part, and see you on the next part.